As we go forward, we're now in the structure shop. You had a problem with part of an aircraft. It can be worked on here, pounded out, straightened out, whatever the case might be. A lot of equipment here, a lot of sheet metal brakes, more sheet metal brakes, drill presses, and they would get the structural part of the airplane back up and running, and once again get the airplanes in the air to deliver ordnance on target. More Avionics Shops. Again, these were ship's company Airedales. They were assigned to the ship. They stayed aboard ship, unlike the Air Wings that came and went. These guys were trained how to fix the avionics. We go forward here. A little light. We're going to get some more light here in one moment. We will come into the aviation stores office. So up forward here, all the parts for the aircraft for the AIMD would be stored. Storerooms off to the left, storerooms off to the right. As we go forward, we're going to see the anchor windlasses. We're going to be up topside here in a minute. This is the business end that moves the Ranger's anchors up and down. I'll get some light here. As you can see, these are huge hydraulic motors. There's the motors, the hydraulic fluid, the chains up topside. We'll see the anchor windlass itself. If you walk over here, the light's a little bit dim, but we should be able to see it. Whoa, watch your step. They have the anchor tube chains. So Ranger's anchor chains, each anchor link is 360 pounds, about 3 feet long. There's about 1,082 feet of anchor chain plus the anchor that these equipment here, 2 anchors, would move up and down as we needed it. So let's walk out here, let's go upstairs, and let's go see the forecastle. This is the brake here. As we're going up topside to the forecastle, we're seeing more equipment. Here's the shaft for the anchor windlass. This is the brake to stop it. This is the only thing that keeps anchors on the ship. Without this brake, the anchor is not attached to the bottom of the chain locker. You will lose the anchor. They've done it before. This is the brake for the anchor windlass. Let's go on through here and go up topside. Watch your head. Pretty noisy when you started spinning too. You didn't want to be around this stuff. Watch your head. More brakes here. Let's go topside right here. All right, come on into the forecastle, folks. So here we are in the Ranger's forecastle, and up here, and the XO will be kind of sad because this was probably the cleanest area on the ship. This area was spick and span, spotless. You could eat up the floors. And up here you would have church services, you would have re-enlistments, you would have retirements, weddings in port. We walk forward here a little bit. You'll see the 2 large anchor windlasses that actually move the chain. We'll get our cameraman to swing around back here. And these 2 large anchor windlasses moved Ranger's large anchor chains through the forecastle, outside of the ship, and down to the water if we need to drop anchor. As we go forward here, you can see some of the equipment that would have been used to move the anchors. The good news is, about 500 feet over there, the anchors and chains off the USS Ranger, are on board USS Ronald Reagan, so the Ranger lives on through the USS Reagan. So we go forward here. They're blocked off, this area here, and the one on the other side of the ship is where the anchors would depart from the ship to the exterior part of the hull and down to the water if they were lowered. As we go forward here, when we were tying off in different ports, you could use these stanchions here to run rope out the front of the ship if you need to tie it off over there. You'll notice some artwork here. We back up just a little bit. And this would have been maybe a pictorial of Rogers Rangers, who the first Ranger was named after from the Revolutionary War. As we go forward, you see a gantry train here to help move the anchor chain if it needed to be moved around at 360 pounds per link. You couldn't move this thing around by hand. It was all done with cranes and blocks. As we go forward here, we are at the very bow of the ship now. And we have one of the holes open on the ship, and we take a quick look with the cameraman. We can look down. And if you bend way down, and don't lose your hat, let me take your hat off there, Mr. Cameraman, and bend way down, you can see the front end of the ship. We're just going to lean down a little bit. Let me get his glasses there. We're going to protect the cameraman. And if you lean way down, you can see where the ship and the water meet. So, never got to come up here and look, but I guess that'd be a pretty cool scene when the ship was moving at about 35 knots. So, give the cameraman back his glasses and his helmet. All right. Now we're going to head back down towards the second deck again and work our way back on the port side of the second deck. So here's the forecastle in, unfortunately, not all of her glory. That would have been about 20 years ago. And it's a shame what they're going to do at Ranger, but I'm glad we got to bring you here and show you where many of you spent your time aboard Ranger in worship, in re-enlistment, and other activities that will take place here. So we appreciate that. Take a good look around here. Get the cameraman to scan around one more time. Tools, ropes, a lot of equipment up here. And it's good to be back home on Ranger. Okay, folks, let's head down to the second deck. We're in the forward mess decks here. We've worked our way around. Now we're going to go back down to port side. We came forward on the starboard side, so let's go to the aft end of the ship via the port side here. As we walk down this way, you're seeing some of the similar things on the other side. You're seeing some storage spaces, electrical equipment, more berthing compartments. And a nice piece of artwork down there. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe we'll get a still picture of it right here. And it says, Forward IC and Sins, Gyro Man. So there's a nice piece of artwork there we get a picture of. As we go forward down here, again, more storage space. The pharmacy, Walgreens, Payless. Well, Ranger had her pharmacy. Let me see if the lights work in here. Lights don't work when you can't find the light switch, so that was Ranger. Here we go. This was Ranger's pharmacy. So the drugs you would need, you would anticipate you would need as you were underway, you'd store them here. And of course, we keep a nice lock on the door too. We're back in the medical on the port side. So we've kind of seen what there is to see over here. This is one auxiliary machine room, the port entrance. We'll work our way back. We have just more medical. We have different medical rooms. This was a radiation room. They would have the radiation, the x-ray equipment in here, and they have a radiation warning on the door. Other side of the hospital, more vent rooms, fan rooms, fuel transfer stations, the hospital here. In here we have a physical therapy room, and you would have a hot tub in there, and stainless steel one, not for one to enjoy, but for the guys who need physical therapy. We have an escape trunk for one of the machinery rooms here. The other side of medical and dental here. We have preventive dentistry here, and just an empty room these days. We have more dentistry, other dentist entrance here from the port side. We have access up to the hangar deck there, some mobilier storage. Working our way aft, we come into the more medical area here, and I'm not sure what this one was. Some more storage area there. Right around this corner was the engineering log room. I'm kind of familiar with that. I worked in that area for a while, so let's take a quick look in here. This would be the administrative office for the engineering log room. This would be the chief engineer's office. The chief engineer is the third in command of an aircraft carrier. He would have his staff working in here, lieutenant commanders, the MPA, the damage control assistant, the MPA is the main propulsion assistant, the damage control assistant. You would have additional officers supporting them. So this is 2 large offices here, would be for the chief engineer and his staff. And my job was, I was a temporary yeoman. I did some typing and some paperwork. And this was actually the first room I reported to aboard Ranger, August 22nd, 1980. Let's keep working our way aft. As we go aft, we're going to go into the computer or customer service for, have no idea what that is. So we'll just keep on moving on. We have a nice shot of USS Ranger CV4 here, and I got a door in the way. We can get a little shot there. That is the aircraft carrier USS Ranger, number 4. This being the 7th Ranger. Access down to the engine rooms. One of the best spots on the ship for a young man on the 1st and the 15th of every month was payday. In 1980, you were paid in cash. You were given a paper check. They had dispersing clerks set up in the mess decks with cash. You could cash your check and be paid cash. If you had a problem with your pay records, you'd find yourself out in front of this window here discussing with the dispersing clerk how to get your pay records straight. Especially if Liberty was coming up, you wanted to have some money to go out and have a good time. We'll go to the back side of the bank, and of course this was someplace that you would never go in if you didn't work here. Well, come on into the bank. Well, all that money needs to be stored somewhere, so they had loads and loads and loads of cash. Now, of course, today, the Navy operates just like everyone else does. You pull your wallet out and you have a debit card. Well, the Navy now loads that money, that seaman's money, that service member's money onto a debit card or a direct deposit into his bank. But back then, we liked our cash. Let's take a quick look here. Well, looks like they cleaned it all out and they took the money with them when they left. That's too bad. We could have got lucky. All right, let's head back aft. Again, oil, void tank and flooding stations are all over. Take the fuel out and put water in. So we're going back here. We have another aircraft elevator machine room back in the corner there. And load centers for electrical supplies. More of the elevator machinery room is here. We have access to the wardroom kitchen. We have 3 main machinery room right here, access down there. Over here we have a ready service magazine, and I'm not sure what this would be, but it's where the access to one of the weapons elevators. Over here we have some berthing down here. This would be the, laundry room. I should have known that, I worked down there. So this is the port entrance to the laundry. This is the other entrance to the wardroom, so you didn't have to walk all the way around. You take the point down there, cameraman, for us, so you can see inside the wardroom. Working our way back, we have the Navy Exchange office here. There'll be something going on inside there. We are back to more of the aircraft elevator machinery. Our first class petty officer mess decks here. If you were a first class petty officer, I think we covered this, you'd be eating in here. Work our way back aft. Down here, down these trunks down here, if you take a look down, we have about 7 decks down. There'd be pump rooms down there, fire pumps, shaft alleys, so on and so forth. If you need to carry tools, you tie a rope to the hatch right here. You'd lower the rope down or pull it up, put your 5-gallon bucket, lower your tools down, and then crawl down there and do your maintenance, your work. So we kind of covered through here the mess decks. We work our way back aft. Kind of bend through here, more berthing compartments, more places for accessing chow. Again, we have chow through here. Again, more chow. Aircraft elevator machinery rooms. CV-61 Top Gun grill. We've gone through the ship's library. I'm going to be off to my right here. We have a weapons handling station in here. Let's take a quick peek. Not a big room. Well, we have the elevator here so you can handle weapons from this small elevator here and bring them out. I guess maybe those were special weapons they called them. Going back through the hatches back here. Here you have a Capstan machinery room. Equipment there, the Capstan going up to the hangar deck. A little machinery, more bird